Wake Up Call with Anna Cookson. BBC Radio Kent.
We also, somewhat bizarrely, need to talk about peas on toast as well. But first, as I mentioned, it is World Mental Health Awareness Day. So important questions for you. How are you? And how are you really? Do you open up about your mental health? When was the last time you really spoke to someone? And if you are struggling, are you aware of all the support that there is for you? New figures from the charity Mental Health Innovation show that loneliness is one of the most common reasons why people in the South East are seeking mental health support through their helpline. Meanwhile, to mark the day, the Kent and Medway Suicide Prevention Team is announcing funding grants for 11 projects dedicated to supporting those with mental health problems in the county. Joining me now is Denver King from Maidstone, who's the founder of DadSpace, one of the organisations chosen to receive some of that funding. Listen, thank you so much for joining us on the Wake Up Call this morning. First of all, tell us, what is DadSpace and why did you set it up?
Well, good morning. Yeah, thanks for having me. So DadSpace, I started it in November 2021, and it really, the inspiration
do go on.
come from after the birth of we were sort of struggling a little bit, got a little bit disconnected from each other, and and I could see my wife was struggling, but I didn't really know how to help her, and at the same time I was struggling myself with whether I could cope with a child financially and whether I'd be a good father, etc. And it sort of like had this moment come to my head. So, well, where can I go as a dad to talk about these things, about how I'm feeling and that, and be more support to my wife as well?
Yeah, and these feelings are so normal, but you don't realise they're normal because no one else is talking about it.
Absolutely, yes. And it really was that sort of moment where I was like, well, it's all very well keep saying, where can I go to talk about this? But I thought, well, I started discussing it with my wife more and my friends, and they said, well, why don't you do something about it? Why don't you create something for dads to be able to go to and have that space to talk in a safe environment?
It's brilliant, and presumably the response has been fantastic, with many people also having an appetite to talk to people who get it, who understand.
Absolutely. I mean, from the very first meeting that we had, it became very clear to me just how much it was needed. I mean, You had guys opening up about stuff they've been bottling up for years that they haven't discussed with anyone, even with their partners and stuff. And it just showed to me then this was needed more than I even realised.
Absolutely. And now you've got more funding, right? So that will enable you to expand, keep going with full health?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so currently we have 2 locations in Maidstone, which we use, and we also have one in Sevenoaks as well. And we are now able to open up, with funding, we're going to be opening up 3 more locations. The first one, Ashford, on the 7th of November, followed by Broadstairs and Canterbury in the new year.
Brilliant stuff. I mean, all power to you. It shows actually how much difference one person can make just by recognising the need, recognising that and doing something about it.
No, absolutely. No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like I say, until you start these things, you don't realise just how much is needed yourself. And then we have guys that still come from the original first meeting in 2021 who are still regular members,
Good, absolutely. And crucial question then for you, Denver, how are you now? How are you feeling?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah, I'm in a good place. I mean, it massively helps me with my mental health having these meetings. Although it's obviously I'm providing this space for dads, I still have that opportunity to open up and share my feelings on how I am as well. And I truly believe there's nothing more rewarding than being able to help other people.
Absolutely. On that note, Denver, thank you so much for being with us and sharing this morning. Denver King from Maidstone, founder of DadSpace, as you've heard, and they are going to receive extra funding. We'll hear actually about some of the other projects receiving funding later on in the show.